Welcome to Ascari at Home. My name is John Sinopoli. I'm the executive chef and co-owner of the Ascari Hospitality Group. We're very excited to present to you our latest collaboration. We've got the Vine Agency bringing to us today the wines of Storybook Mountain in Napa Valley. These are legendary Zinfandels made by the formidable Dr. Seps. He's an icon in the California winemaking scene. We're gonna get to speak to him later on, one-on-one. The two wines we're presenting to you this evening are the 2017 Eastern Exposures, as well as the 2016 Mayacamas range Zinfandels. These are amazing wines of slightly different styles, some elegant, some more power. We've put together two very interesting dishes, a little bit outside the box. Dr. Seps is gonna talk to us all about it, and we're gonna get into the kitchen. I'm gonna show you how to put together these beautiful restaurant dishes in your own home. Let's first show you what you've got inside your box. Okay, here we are with all our lovely ingredients we provided to you in the box. I'm gonna walk you through everything one by one so you know what you've got, and then later on I'm gonna show you how to put it all together on the plate. So, the first course we have with the Eastern Exposure Zinfandel, we've paired the famous Ascari chicken liver mousse. This is a beautiful, silky chicken liver mousse that we prepared. Send it to you in this convenient little jar in case you don't use it all. You can keep it for later. It's gonna be spread on some brioche toast. You're gonna garnish and pair it with some pickled wild onions foraged here in Ontario, some rhubarb mostarda, candied rhubarb, rose hip honey, fresh green sorrel, which is bright and citrusy, and a little bit of onion blossoms. If you've received the vegetarian option tonight, you're gonna just switch out that chicken liver mousse for this beautiful mushroom terrine we made with sherry glazed pearl onions. For the main course, amazing pork loin that we've brined and sous vide with coffee, chili, and cinnamon. It's gonna get a little quick chili and cinnamon rub before you sear it off. It's already pre-cooked to perfect medium temperature. We're just getting some color and warming it through. That's gonna be paired tonight with a kohlrabi and radish salad, dressed a little bit of lemon juice and chives. The whole dish is gonna be tied together with a Japanese sweet potato puree on the bottom of the plate. If you've received the vegetarian option tonight, we've sent you some smoked sweet potato that you're gonna sear off using that same rub. And instead of sweet potato puree, because this is sweet potato, we provide you with a cauliflower puree. Otherwise, the dish is exactly the same. For dessert, our pastry chef, Ashley Stock, has put together an incredible cheesecake. It's a Basque-style cheesecake. The cheese in this case is blue cheese. It's a beautiful Celtic blue from Ontario. This is a great pairing, we hope, actually, with these Zinfandels. Blue cheese and Zinfandel at the end of the night, we think works well. This is a subtle, slightly sweet cheesecake we think is gonna be luxurious, a very luxurious way to finish your meal. So there's all your ingredients. That's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna put it all on the plate now and show you how to get it to the finish line. For our first course, paired with the 2017 Eastern Exposures, we have put together basically an appetizer plate of chicken liver mousse, some gorgeous Ontario garnish. We've made some homemade brioche, and we're gonna use that as our toasts. We've cut them up into perfect little toast points for you. And I'm just gonna assemble this here as if you would do it at home and put it out for your guests or yourselves as you open the wine and start to enjoy the conversation for the evening. The chicken liver mousse, once you open the jar, you'll see it has a thin layer of duck fat on top. You can choose to remove that. I don't mind it on my toast. You can take it off and put it into a bowl if you want. And then we've got a lot of beautiful garnish here, which we're just gonna put together on the plate so that it looks nice and it's easier to serve. So this rose hip honey, we've taken beautiful rosewood honey from Ontario, Niagara, and we've infused it with some rose hips. We're just gonna set that right there in the plate. And then I'm going to spread a little bit of this mousse over a couple pieces of toast. So I'm gonna dig down and make sure I get some of the beautiful pink mousse. And I'm gonna give a little bit of a swoosh and just spread it evenly right on top. And then I'm gonna garnish each piece with some of these beautiful spring onions. So spring onions are the first kind of baby onions of the season When the bulbs are small and tender, they have such a delicate flavor, really fragrant, really beautiful. And we've made a rhubarb mostarda for you. So mostarda is basically a candied or sweet preserve of a vegetable or a fruit, and it's hit with a little bit of hot mustard. So I'm gonna put some of that on top as well. And that's gonna be our portion, our bite. We've also got some other gorgeous garnishes here for you, packed in these little convenient bags so that they don't go soggy and turn terrible. We've got some candied rhubarb, which we're gonna arrange on the plate. You can have a little bit of bite of that with each toast if you want. I'm gonna take that out. We've got some wood sorrel, which I recommend putting on top as well. Wood sorrel is also called oxalis, and it is a very citrusy, bright, lovely, fresh herb that grows wild all around here in Southern Ontario. And then for additional flavor, we've got some herb blossoms here that we've picked from our own garden behind our events and catering kitchen. And there you go, a beautiful piece of toast with a little bit of lavender honey drizzle. Sorry, lavender honey, rosehip honey, I should say. Pickled wild onions, some naturally foraged blossoms, some candied rhubarb. Very, very beautiful, very rich, very full, and a little bit of brightness from all those herbs. Enjoy. Here we are ready to put together our main course. This is, of course, the spiced pork loin. It's rubbed with cinnamon and chili and salt and pepper. We've already brined it and pre-cooked it sous vide. Sous vide means under vacuum, very gently in a long time. And that's what the flavors in here already are: coffee, cinnamon, and chili. So we've really put those flavors in many layers, and now we're gonna bring it to the plate and finish it. All we really need to do is sear it, get it hot through the middle, bring it up to temperature. It's already been cooked to the perfect color. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Japanese sweet potato puree, or if you have your vegetarian option, you're gonna take your cauliflower puree. We're gonna drop it in a pot of slowly simmering water to get it hot. So I'm gonna do that and turn my heat up just a bit. And that can be in that pot for 4 to 5 minutes to get hot. Doesn't take much. The next thing you're gonna do is make sure your oven is at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm gonna turn a pan on, and I'm gonna get some canola oil that we provided to you hot. So you're gonna pour that in the pan. Might not need all of it. You basically need 2-3 teaspoons. And then we're gonna rub our pork. So we're gonna open our bag. I have a plate lined with paper towel here that I'm gonna just drain the pieces of cooked pork onto so they get dry. We don't want it to be wet when it goes in that pan. Okay, so I'm just gonna pat it dry with the paper towel. I'm gonna sprinkle my rub on the plate. There we go. Spread it out evenly. And we're gonna coat each piece in the rub. And you see, I'm not necessarily doing the ends. I'm just doing the pieces that I'm gonna sear, the sides of the pork rather, that I'm gonna sear in the pan, okay? So just like that, we're gonna wait for this pan here to get hot. I'm gonna take this paper towel away. I'm gonna put some fresh paper towel on my plate so that when I pull it out of my pan and it needs to rest for a few minutes, I've got a great landing pad ready to go. Perfect. So now that my pan's hot with my oil, it's time to sear the pork. I'm gonna take each piece with a pair of tongs very carefully and drop it in. Perfect. And we just want a medium amount of color. You don't wanna blast it and burn the rub. Just a nice medium sear. Turn it on all 4 sides to get some nice color. And then we're gonna pop it in the oven for about 3 minutes. While that's happening, the rest of the plate's pretty straightforward. Oh, we don't need this here. Pretty straightforward. We're going to get our plums, and we're gonna cut this open and get it ready to plate in a bowl so it's easy to scoop. Perfect. These plums are poached with a little bit of vanilla, not too sweet. The plums are actually really tart because it's early in the season. See that color on the pork? Beautiful, not too dark. Just a little. I'm gonna turn my heat down a little bit. It should be kind of low to medium heat. Want a little bit of color, not too much. Once you get color on all 4 sides, you're gonna pop it in the oven for 3 to 5 minutes. Now, if you like your pork a little bit more done, you can leave it in the oven for about 5 to 6 minutes. I like it medium rare to medium, so for me, 3 minutes is perfect. Also, if you've got the vegetarian option and you're doing the sweet potato, you're gonna follow exactly the same procedure with the sweet potato. We've already cooked and smoked the sweet potato. Just gonna get it in the rub, get it in the pan. You can probably omit the oven. There we go. You can definitely omit the oven for the sweet potato because it's so thin, you won't need that. Now we're gonna move over to the plating area. We're gonna get everything ready to bring it to the plate once our pork comes out of the oven. Now that our pork has been in the oven for about 3 minutes, I'm gonna pull it out. I'm also gonna take my sweet potato puree out of the water. It's nice and hot now. So here we are with the pork. I'm gonna set it on my paper towel to rest and drain while we get the rest of our ingredients ready. I'm gonna pull with a pair of tongs this very hot bag of sweet potato puree out of the water. I'm gonna snip the puree into a bowl just so that it's easier to handle because it's pretty hot right now in this package. Okay, and I'm going to just push it right out into the bowl. That way it's easier for me to spoon onto the plate and we can get rid of the bag. And then for the radish and kohlrabi salad, the first thing we need to do is drain all of this liquid. We've packed it in a bit of what we call acidulated liquid, which is a fancy word for lemon water. And that lemon water keeps it all from going brown. So we're gonna just drain that water into a cup. Okay. Snip the bottom corner off to do that. And now I can open up the rest of the package and get it in the bowl and it's ready to dress. Beautiful. There we go. We'll get rid of the package. And now we're ready to slice our pork and get everything onto the plate. Okay, so our pork is now rested and ready to slice. We've got our sweet potato puree in the bowl. We've got our radish, fennel, kohlrabi salad ready to go as well. I'm gonna slice the pork and then we're gonna put everything else on the plate, okay? So I would slice this piece of pork, it's about 5 ounces, into beautiful kind of 1/4 inch thick slices. You should probably get 5 or 6 slices per portion. And you're just gonna fan it out nicely like this. And I'm gonna show you how that's supposed to look. There we go, beautiful. Okay, and then next we're going to put our sweet potato puree on the plate. I'm just plating one of these. Of course, you have enough for 2. So this puree, we're just gonna put kind of a little bit offset, and we're just gonna pull it through the plate like a little bit of a swoosh. There we go. And then the salad, we need to dress very quickly. A little bit of lime juice, a little bit of lime oil, a little bit of a pinch of kosher salt, and our green scallions. And we're just gonna give a quick toss. There we go. Okay, let's put our pork onto the plate. I'm gonna use my knife to lift it right on into the middle. And I'm gonna put our beautiful salad nestled right into the pork. The beauty of this dish is that not everything is piping hot. It is summertime. You might be enjoying this on your back patio in the warm weather. And then a few of these plum segments. I think we've given you 3 pieces per plate, poached in a little bit of vanilla. And the last thing is a little bit of Maldon salt to season your pork. You should always use a little bit of rock salt, sea salt, Maldon salt to finish your sliced meats. And then the last thing on the plate is a little bit of chili oil that we're going to use. I use like a little espresso spoon to drizzle around the plate for a little bit of heat, a little bit of color. That's the finished dish. Our spiced pork loin with Japanese sweet potato puree, kohlrabi, radish salad, and vanilla poached Ontario plums. Enjoy. Thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure to be brought into your homes with our food. We can't wait to have you back in our dining rooms, on our patios. Would love to see you soon. Also, don't forget, we can cater your function with Ascari Events and Catering. We'll see you all soon this evening for our live conversation with Dr. Seps from California.